Grand Rising, all praise be to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rahakadash, Barakatah. You know, I hope and pray that the words that I speak make you think or make it go deeper, right? Because you have teachers out here that teach the word that come from our Messiah. He placed the will on them to open the book and take a look and share it with you. And then you talk down on them when you ain't even doing that. You know, how can I talk down on them if they do that more than I do? Any other camps. But I say, the Great Millstone, Hermas Academy, Big Levi, Big Judah, let the news go on in power, children of Israel out here, and Remnant seed, Remnant 144. It's brothers out there that speak the word, right? And I listen to the word, I take what is given. What is freely given, I receive, because what I receive freely, I give it. Especially if I get understanding. And who can control the Ruach Kodesh? Hopefully it's dwelling, or she dwelling with you. The Messiah. Some way in on the common of the Messiah. Does he not dwell with his children to enlighten them in these times right now? Or the elect? Because if it wasn't for the elect's sake, no flesh would be saved. So, it's a process. It's got to start somewhere. I mean, if it ain't started over there, and it started over there, and I thought, hey, it started. And they talking about it. Prophecy being fulfilled. Time to the Gentiles. You know, sinners and saints alike. Angels and demons. Whatever. Aliens. People, places, and things. So I say, who do you serve? Are you willing to confess who you serve? If you remain silent and you say, you don't have no Messiah, my Lord, have mercy. I say, well, there lies the problem. There lies the problem. But people keep talking about the men of the Lord because the Lord placed it upon them. Our Father Abba sends out words and he sends out messengers for a reason. And either you can receive them or reject them. But it's written, since you rejected, I will reject you. You reject knowledge, I reject you. As simple as that. You reject understanding. You reject wisdom. You reject the spirit of discernment. You reject the Holy Spirit. You don't want it. Right? I never wanted to depart from I ever again. It came when my heart was broken, downtrodden, the bottom, the slums, lying in the mud, in the street, placed in a tomb after that because people thought I was dead. See no life in you. That's why people continue, I think, to ask the same question, where you going, where you coming from, because they don't know where they're going, because they don't know where they came from. So if they don't know where they came from and now they just running around not knowing where they're going, it's confusion. You see, I feel Some are born and some come. For to us a child is born. Why do we come and we needed something to share life with? The wife and kids, family, what? People only care when they care. When they don't care, you know it. It's a lot of people been could have been speaking out about things that has been going on the earth. Everyone could have, right? Everyone with a tongue that is awakened. Everybody could just be like, hey, just own up to the truth. Hey, man, yeah, you're right. But being that people want to be in the now and they want to continue on with that same old. You do what you always done, you get what you always got is what I was taught. And so you have to change up, right? For the better of humanity. But we can't all be saved. We know we all won't be saved because some don't want to be saved. There's a song, don't save them, they don't want to be saved. And so, but if you have been, they try to bury you alive, come up out of those graves and dry bones live. I say, rumble in the jungle, and I say, young man, rumble. Or switch and turn into a female dog or whatever. But we have one life to live. You have to know that. I mean, maybe you're like a cat and you got 9 lives. Maybe you already been here before. Or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. Who knows, man? Be fruitful and multiply in the spirit, I say. How does people, or how do we evolve? Can't evolve without the Most High living one. You can't. Do you serve a dead God? You don't. We were made in the image of God. So when you go to work or when somebody asks you to do something, are you being in service to them? Are they dead? You're serving someone dead. What are you doing? The funeral arrangements, I say. But, other than that, you got limbs like I do. What's inside of you, could be completely different. For someone was a murderer from the beginning. And what the album make crooked? Who can make it straight? Who can make it straight? Who can make it straight? Yeah. The tongue is all twisted up. And the people say, the one came on talking about us, we, they claim our heritage. Hebrew Israelites. It's not the bulls, but it just is what it is. You're weak in the land of your captivity, right? You're reading scriptures to someone, and someone say, they was just being so aggressive. I understand you shouldn't be aggressive. You shouldn't be pushing nothing on no one. All I could do was tell you the good news. The good news. The Most High is a living one. Yeah, so, but the person don't have that connection, so they cannot feel or understand that. And you have to start doing things to try to get there. The steps, the ladder. We're in a lot of times, we're in a lot of days. Not are you going to get more days than what you have. You might, right? But these still your years. Hey, you say, how many years you got? Is there a limit to your years? Right now I'm on 46. I say 10. 10. It's a do-over, man. Let me get a do-over. I asked for a do-over. Because I was going off the deep end, for real tripping. Like, man, how don't I have a Messiah? That's just crazy. I've been praying to you since I was a kid. Knee high to a grasshopper. I've been doing this thing, and off and on though. It's off and on because distractions I see all around, and Sometimes it gets hard to multitask when people think you're neglecting them. Or, to neglect someone is to accept someone else, And so if I'm neglecting you for a moment, what am I doing? What am I trying to do? What am I seeking? Am I seeking the kingdom? Ain't that what you're supposed to do first? So that's what I was doing when people say, this dude's slow, you need to be on the short bus, you need to be here, you need to be down. I don't know if they said that or not. I shouldn't be saying that. I don't know if people say that. But I'm saying people say stuff like that about people because they move in their own time and in their own words and say procrastination. Procrastination. You can speed up and do whatever you want. You can speed up until you have a heart attack. I guess you should have slowed down, right? You should have slowed down then. Man, he's moving too fast. He's moving too fast. Told him to slow down. No, you said he was procrastinating. Now you got them moving, and then he had a heart attack. Man, it can happen just like that. I say, like a thief in the night. Anything can, in a moment. It's because people just don't know the truth, or they know the truth and don't want to accept the truth. They say, I gotta go back to the drawing board. No, man, look how old I am. I can't do this. And some are off themselves. Some even young. They're like, oh, it's just what I got to look forward to in this place, man. They wanted a house, but they know they would never own it because I had to pay them taxes on the property. Because somebody took the land. Now, who are you? Are you an enemy of the Most High? If he say they have taken my land and divided it amongst themselves, they have taken my land, and divided it amongst themselves. Who are you an enemy of? Yes, it's not. I didn't create earth. I didn't create nothing like that. I might have helped with some things, but he ain't created nothing. He ain't jumping in here. That's a wicked looking spider there. I see you looking at me now. I could kill you because I got the advantage. Do you know I see you? I ain't no murderer. But you could be one of them flesh eater ones. You bite me and, my heart, my lungs get ate up and stuff. No, hey, keep your distance. I'll keep mine. I'm sitting in a ride. You ain't asked for a ride, spider. You know it. Don't pay me no attention. If you don't want to. But I'm saying life is life, and how people life, and you can never know when you're not with them. You can't say they're not doing the will of the Most High. I mean, you can say that. You can say that. But there's something else that's written in the Bible. Bearing false witness. Because if you wanted to know me and what I do, what you have to do is come around. I tell you most of the time what I do on here. But they say, come around me. And this is what I do to, connect. Because you don't give out the game to everyone. You go deal with it, and this is what I do. Or you can. Some will receive and some won't anyway, because I'm attached to materialism. Just materialize. They did nothing with the spirit. It's both. It takes both. They say the spirit wars with the flesh. That's because you let it. You satisfy the flesh when you want to. When you just become overwhelming, don't eat nothing for a while. Flesh will get mad. Spirit is willing. Spirit willing. Like, I don't care. I don't want it no way. You want it. There's two different things, right? Hey, you want that. I don't want that. Okay. It's like, because one rule over the other. One rule over the other. The flesh rule over the other, and you a man, you had a wife, you got locked up in prison, now you got another wife, though there ain't no women around. You catch that? And so, the spirit is willing. The flesh could be weak and broken down. And you give up and be like, I got to enter something. I got to do something. this thing swinging between my legs. You know what they said? Willpower. But people promote certain things, and then they invent it too. Because when you take something away from a natural man, you took it away. It's not cool, you know what I mean? So can't handle it. I don't ever want to go through that again, to be in a situation like that. Like, when did I, hey, I'm a man. You say cling to thy wife, you know what I mean? Not cling to dudes. Hanging out with dudes. What are you hanging out with dudes for? Why dudes hanging out with dudes? There's a lot of dudes hanging out with dudes. And there ain't no problem, fellowship, whatever. I'm together for a minute, whatever. But then you should separate and be by thyself. What man can fight? Because two men together, hey man, my Messiah loved me too. Your Messiah he loved me more than you. You ain't living right. You ain't living like you're supposed to. I ain't living like the Messiah wanted me to live. How you know that? He told you that? And what has he done to me because I ain't been living like you say he say I'm supposed to be living, and say I ain't hear him say the way I'm supposed to be living, what I'm supposed to be doing and not be doing. That's by every word that proceeded from the Father's mouth. I say, if you can hear, if you're listening, but yeah, so people don't listen. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever gonna happen. The earth is huge, man, and there's so gang. What is a gang? A gang is a group of people that come together. So which group do I get with? Or do I just stand firm and endure whatever comes my way under the Most High? I mean, even the scripture says, trust no man, he will deceive you. Somebody drop a beat. But no, I say, because everybody, because one bad apple can spoil a bunch, I say. One bad apple can spoil a bunch because y'all ain't kicked him out the group. He's still in the group. He in the group, and he gone off. So that's why I say, I receive what brothers are saying when it comes to truth in the scriptures. I receive that, and I don't take away the journey under the Most High. Journey on. What I'm thinking is, may more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding be embedded in you, so therefore it be embedded in me, and we grow. Growth and development of the mind, of the conscience, in unison. Even though we ain't never met, we ain't never even shook hands. We really ain't got to. It's called telepathy. I hear you. You know what I mean? I hear you from here. You hear me from there. You know? But some people be in your face and they don't want to hear you at all. Be quiet. Shut up. Shut the F up. Like the cop brother that got pulled over by another cop, but he's a white cop, and the white cop pulled him over. He said, I got a flat tire. He said, I got a flat tire. I'm a cop too. Hey, get back in your car. I want to hear that. This ain't none of that. I want my job, man. I want my job. You can see if I can get a ticket out of this, maybe take you to jail. You might be a corrupt cop, black or not, white or not, whatever. You get back in your car. I gave you a lawful order. Hey, you cussing at me? Okay, we're gonna get you fired. They got him fired, man. They got him fired for he had him a flat tire and on the phone. He's on the phone. Yeah, you're on the phone. Hey, man, I need AAA. Or someone to come help me. I ain't got no jack. I ain't got no spare. I need a donut. Come help me out. And so, he right there, and you say, your brother is protecting and serve, and you're definitely brothers under the color of blue or whatever colors you wear, it's brown, green, whatever department you work for. I say, whatever outfit you got on, and they city cop, sheriff, you know what I mean? But hey, ain't the same thing? Protect and serve, protect me from the things going out there, you know what I mean? Help me get home safe. Help me change this tire, Why we got to get into drama? What's the problem? You know what I mean? Even if I wasn't a copper. Yeah, I ain't a copper. You a copper. maybe I'm a robber, but you ain't catch me robbing nothing today. You see, I got a flat tire today. I ain't robbed nothing today. Ain't no robber. I'm just saying, if I was a robber, a copper don't know that. He ain't no detective. You just pulled me over for a flat tire or my plates or something. Hey, brother, I need a few dollars, man. I can't pay for the sticker to renew the tire. And you know, when you with that, we your license at. You out here. The first time I want to hear that. You robbed something today. Know who you is. Of course you don't. You didn't go to school. I mean, you weren't in my class photos when I used to take photos. You wasn't in the photo with me. So of course you don't know me, brother. I mean, yeah, that's evident. And you're not going to know me. I mean, we going to hang out now and we're friends. You know what I mean? Heidi ho. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, you got jokes. I mean, you will pop up. I don't care what uniform you got on. I'm sorry. You pop up. And I understand why you pop up. Trying to catch somebody doing something. I ain't doing nothing. I'm minding my business, touching my nose. Have you ever tried that? You know, you say, and I give praise because I know the sword is on earth. And people are put in positions at the end. Be in those positions. I'm not in that position. So if I'm not in that position, why try to put me in that position? Unless you're trying to promote me. You can put me in the position. Promote me. You know what I mean? But I ain't hanging. I'll tell you what it is, and that's it. You don't want to take that. I don't know what to tell you. What am I supposed to do? Hang out all day? You know, I can't do that. I have issues to do. Maybe I ain't got nothing to do at all. But if I ain't hanging with you and you doing something, you ain't my co-defendant. I know that. You ain't my co-defendant. And, you know, so I'm not solo because I'm with the brothers that I'm with. Even if they don't know I'm with them. Right? Right? Does some people know that the Most High is with them? I mean, some don't know that he's with them. But he's with them. You get it? I'm with you. Just from a distance. I'm watching. I'm listening. I'm trying to watch the watchers that's watching you. I'm trying to watch the watchers that's watching me. Yeah, I'm going to look back at you. You want to have a staring contest or something? You're a judge. Am I a judge? Can I judge? Do I have the right to judge? Do I have the right to judge? Yeah, I have the right to judge. You gotta stop being crazy. I think I need a degree for that. Because if I have my house, it's mine. I got it, ain't mine, you know, property tax again. I don't pay it, take it, even though I pay for the house, you know. But, you know, anyway, it's my house. Then I get a wife. We have a kid. Who's the judge? They came to my house. You're in my house. My deed, my name on this deed. My name on this deed, you know what I mean? Hey, we share it. Mi casa, su casa, right? Type of thing. You know, we have a youngin'. They'll tell them the same thing. Mi casa, su casa. But hey, you don't steal, you don't lie, you don't do none of that in here. Why? Why you going in my wallet without asking? You know, I love you, you know I love you, but you just don't do that. I could have been getting ready to go pay something with that. You know, let me know at least, you know what I mean? I don't care, I really don't. But it's sad when we lose it all, we still have each other, right? But anyway, in there, son doing bad stuff, this bad stuff, he talking back to his mom. Am I supposed to judge him? What are you supposed to do? It's like he doing that. Like he doing that, eventually. He gonna slap her and kick me in the ass. I'm sorry, eventually. He gonna slap her and kick me in the ass. He'll be taking our SSI checks, if we got any. You know, food stamps. Y'all ain't eating nothing today. Go to your room. Go to your room. Make whoopee or something, you old people. So, you know, I have to be a judge. I have to be a judge whether or not, you know, you come in my life for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Test every spirit. And I'm going to end it with that because there you go on and people say, you're going off. Well, praise my Messiah. You know, because if I go off, I hope he's gonna save me. Somebody else is gonna save me. You're gonna save me if I'm out of order. Save me from whom? The Most High. You can't. This is impossible. You can't save me from the judgment that my Father has upon my head for my sins. I had to work out my own salvation with fear and trembling. I can't work out nobody else's. I can't force that upon them. But if you say you're not something, then you're not that. Your name shall be blotted out. Because if your name not found written in the book of life, then we're living. So you got to claim your heritage or claim what somebody else told you was. And if you claim what somebody else told you was, and they could be lying, and you don't know it to be true, and a lot of history is, you know, whatever. believe whatever you want to believe. You believe everything you hear. You know what I'm saying? Do you know everything that you have heard to be true? Do you know? Believe what you want. Do you know? Do you know for a fact? Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. So you give somebody your blood, you giving somebody else your blood to check your DNA. Or maybe it's just a name. But you're giving them your blood, and maybe it's right. Maybe they got it right. They then went everywhere, and they know where every people was, and they just won't lie to you to keep you down. And people used to hang around, and not because they wanted to hang around. They were just hanging around, and they was up, they wasn't down. They was right above your head. You know what I mean? Is that a fact? Is that fiction? We live in facts of fiction. What have you seen with your eyes? You seen somebody running around with, pillowcases and bedspreads, and hiding who they are? They take crafty counsel against my hidden ones. But hey, all things shall be revealed. All these things shall come up on the earth, but it shall not come up on thee. He's talking to me. When I read that name. All these things shall come upon the earth, but they shall not come upon thee. Me? Why not? What things? What things is coming? As you will. What's things? You remember. You just choose not to.